What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Kyren Road to Glory. Episode number 19 today, and in the last episode, we managed to get ourselves a 20-0 in Weekend League. We then sold off our Rio Ferdinand that we had at centre back because we managed to pack pull ourselves a Freeze Chiellini from the Party Bag SBC. So this episode, we're going to go try him out and see how he does. How is he going to play at centre back? We'll let you guys know in today's episode. Now, also on top of that, boys, we have, of course, our 20-0 Weekend League rewards to open, and this is what you're going to see on the screen in front of you. And then also on top of that, we've got icon swaps tokens to get because season 3 of FIFA is now out, and there's a big grind required for icon swaps. So we're going to talk a bit about icon swaps and just my thoughts in general of, like, I know there's been a bit of debate about how icon swaps have been done for this second set, so I thought I'd give my opinion and we'll have a little discussion as well on top of that. So hopefully it should all be good. Now right here, boys, of course, we've been grinding our butts off to try and get Div 1 rank 1 every single week. I want those 2 ultimate packs, and yeah, we managed to get it for this week and also for the next few weeks ahead of it. So we should be good to go, and the main goal is to get as many packs for you guys as possible for Team of the Year. So that's why we're also stopping at Gold 1. Now, I honestly reckon this weekend could have genuinely been a 30-0. People were saying that to me as well. You guys know the previous week before this, we actually got a 30-0, and yeah, I thought we were playing absolutely incredibly. Just for some weird reason, I don't know, I didn't really want to play it. I was feeling myself getting a bit burnt out, so I thought I'd really just take it a bit chill, reset, and then we'll go back again later. For me personally, I've already got the 30, so it's not really that big of a deal. And yeah, it's mainly just playing for rewards at this point. Now, here we go, boys. Our second red pick in this one, and you guys can see, pretty disappointing. We're going to take Saka in the second red pick, but realistically, from Gold 1, they weren't crazy, but they're at least somewhat usable. But it's like, I don't know, for me personally, do you guys have the same feeling? Because I really have the same, like, this feeling where I just don't get hyped for rewards anymore. Like, you guys know, Team of the Week, it's pretty underwhelming most of the time just because the promo cards are a lot more in demand. And then also on top of that, when I go and open up my red picks, it's not like we get any of the good ones anyway. We usually just get some of the meh ones. So I don't know. It's really like, I guess we're just kind of playing reds for the 86 plus, and also we're playing for the tradable stuff. But it is kind of a bit disappointing how reds kind of turn out, and yeah, it's one of those ones. Now, obviously, we move over to the gameplay, and in this game, boys, I don't know what it was. First game of the Weekend League, we were trying out Chiellini. And I guess I just wasn't really focused because we actually end up losing this game. And I guess I really just don't have anyone to blame but myself. I just didn't really switch onto the fact that he was playing in a narrow 4-1-2-1-2. And for that, against the 4-4-2, you guys know I've been playing the 4-4-2 recently. You kind of need to switch to 3-5-2 just because otherwise they send a through ball through and they just run through your team. So that's kind of the reason why you just need more players compact in the middle. And you can see right here, right? Once through ball straight through the middle, and Owl was able to get him behind, and then bam. And it's a problem, you know? So, for me personally, I just didn't switch on to the fact that he was in the 4-1-2-1-2. And it's my own personal fault. And we could have probably definitely won this match. You guys will see the stats afterwards. But yeah, it's one of those ones where wasn't entirely switched on, and I mean, it's a bit of a unfortunate way to end the winning streak because we were doing very, very, very nicely. So that is a bit of a problem. But anyway, boys, moving onwards, we will talk about Chiellini now. I think I do want to give you guys an opinion. Now, you guys know previously we have been using Baby Rio Ferdinand, and I think he's genuinely been one of the best centre backs in the game. Just realistically, just the catch-up speed and the tackles, consistency in the tackle, all that sort of stuff. He's probably been one of my favorite centre-backs. And I think the only card, and this is going based off of last year's perception, as well as also on top of that, I think from what I've played up against, I think the only card that really would outshine him all too much at this current point in time with no team of the seasons and all that sort of stuff would probably be Desai. I think Desai just exemplifies everything that Rio Ferdinand has. He's got a bit more physical as well, so I think he would probably be the up step to him. But Rio Ferdinand with the recovery speed and the consistency in the tackle, how strong he is on the ball, and he's just a so well-rounded centre-back. Shifting to Chiellini was a big change, and we really did struggle this weekend. If you guys didn't see the live stream for this, I think we lost first, like, 2 in our first 7. So we win this game, but our next game, our 5-2, we actually lose. And Yeah, it was a big problem. I just didn't know how to defend with him because I would jump out with him and then he just wouldn't have the recovery speed to come back and defend. So it did take a bit of an adjustment period, but what I will say about Chiellini is he's an incredible tackler. He's very, very well positioned, and I think for the meantime, considering that he's a free card in my club, and the links that he gets, he's gonna do the job, I think. Obviously, it means that All Black goes down on Cam and he's only gonna be playing on 7, but I just don't think that's really too much of an issue for me. As long as I have full 100 team cam, I don't think it's that big of a deal. And yeah, he seems like he does a good job. He's very, very solid at the back. Sometimes some of the animations are a bit rough, but I do have to say I think that's just generally like most center backs in this game. The tackling and stuff like that is not the most consistent, which of course is a bit unfortunate. But for about 190k for the links that he offers, especially with the Cuadrado and the Ronaldo, I think he's a very, very good option for us, at least until after Team of the Year, where we can eventually bring in some Team of the Year cards, maybe bring in an icon card. I'm kind of off holding and waiting to look and see if there's either an icon swaps that has a good center back, or an icon SBC that has a good center back. I think we've kind of been really not given that yet, and I think it's going to come soon. I do think it's going to come soon. I'm probably going to want to do it, especially during Team of the Year. If it is grindable, I'm definitely going to want to do that card. So that's the thing. But overall verdict on Chiellini, I think he's pretty good. If you wanted to try him out at centre-back, do keep in mind that he's a bit more clunky than your majority of centre-backs. And that may be a bit of a problem for you. I know it's been a bit of a problem for me adjusting to him. But that being said, for the meantime, he seems to be doing a good enough job. Like, I will probably run him over Joe Gomez. But that being said, I'm more of a person who doesn't really rely too much on, like, the player just being fast. I want them to also be good at tackling as well. So keep that in mind when you take that verdict of Chiellini. Now, the other thing we also need to talk about, boys, is EA and how they've done icon swaps and icons in general this year. Because I think that is a good discussion that we need to have. And I really haven't had, like, a proper discussion on this channel. I think we've had this discussion obviously in the Twitch chat, but that's something that I just haven't had like the time or the space to do so. And what I do want to say is I know there's been a lot of complaints about the number of games required for icon swaps. The set 2 of the first set, I guess, if you want to call it that. In total, there's about 82 wins required, and that gives you 10 tokens. Now, I know a lot of people saying that's a lot of games, and yes, it is indeed a lot of games, but keep in mind you can combo some of them up. So, for example, if you were to combo up the squad battles ones, you can actually theoretically do it in 12 games if you really, really want to cut it down. So that saves you 18 games worth of playtime. And I know the squad battle is probably the most tedious for a lot of people, but the thing that I'm actually the most angry about when it comes to the general concept of icon swaps and what they've required people to do is the weekend league ones and also the capped ones. Now, obviously they've done the cap to stop making people do golden goal, but I think still people do it anyway. But the main thing for that is that if you put a cap on it and if you put a weekend league requirement on it, it no longer becomes a casual form of actually earning icons. That's my main problem. Is I feel like icon swaps, personally for me, should be targeted towards casuals and should allow for casuals in order to slowly grind towards getting one icon or an icon pack or some packs that they want to get. Now, that's my main problem with the whole thing. And if you put it into Weekend League, you're requiring people to play a mode that is actually locked behind a skill point entry. Like, people generally may not be able to qualify for Weekend League. And I just feel like it should be the case in which everyone should be able to get the token, and sometimes if you genuinely can't qualify for weekend league, then you're then you're obviously stuck behind that thing. But then also on top of that, with the capped ones, I know you only have to win 14 out of 60 games, but maybe some people genuinely aren't actually that good, and I know people are relegating down in order to do this as well. So if that's the case as well, then they'll be at a point where they can no longer get the token. And I think icon swap should be a thing where, and objective should always be a thing where, in my opinion, if you're going for a player or if you're going for a reward, you should always be able to go and get that reward if you put enough time and effort in. That's my personal opinion on it. So I think that's kind of like the main jive I have with it all. And yeah, obviously it's not going to be too much of a problem for me because we play Weekend League. We're pretty decent in friendlies as well. We've got some good friendlies teams. You guys will see the gameplay a bit later on as well. And then also on top of that, I like the grind of stuff, so I'm not really going to be too fussed. You guys know we're probably going to get it done in the first week, and yeah, that's just kind of the way I am. But speaking for like the casual overall, that's kind of my personal opinion. Now, let me know what you guys think about that. Obviously, drop your comments down in the comments below, and I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on icon swaps just generally, because I think for the first set it's not terrible. I would have wanted some better players, but for the pack options as well as also some of the gold packs for Team of the Year, I think it's alright. And hopefully for icon swaps too, we can actually get some better icons, because I want to actually like secure a spot on my team. Maybe something like a great, I don't know, like a great center back or a really, really meta midfielder, like something like a middle Seedorf. That would be absolutely sick. So hopefully we can see that for icon swaps too. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts behind it. Now, the other thing I do want to talk about is also the icon SBCs, because that's something that's slowly been rolling out, but I gotta say, I don't know if I like the way that EA's been handling him. I think for the recent batch, they've actually done alright. If you look at Kaká, he's the most recent one that they've kind of dropped. Obviously, I don't know what the timing of this video might be, so they might have released one overnight. But yeah, Kaká's been the main one that they've kind of dropped overnight, and not overnight, but previously. And I think he's kind of like the only one who's really, really, really value and actually like a decent icon. They dropped his Prime version, which I'm happy to see, because realistically at this point in time, you should kind of be dropping the best version of a card. You guys saw that with Fernando Torres. I don't really know why they dropped the mid version and why they priced it the way it was. But the thing is that icon SBCs last year were needed in order to bridge the gap between the top tier of the rest of the cards and the top tier of icons. You guys know for the majority of the year, Hullet was over 5 million coins, R9 was over 6-7 million coins, and those were just the middle cards. The prime cards were even more unobtainable, and the moments barely came on the market, especially for R9. I know Hullet was there for quite a bit at the end. But that's kind of like the whole thing, is like we need these icon SBCs in order to bridge the gap between these two. So if EA don't drop the better icons, or they don't drop like the top versions of icons, then I think the majority of people aren't actually going to be able to afford those icons, and that's kind of the main thing. So I do kind of hope that you kind of come to like that sort of realization, and then later on, I'm alright obviously, because they can only drop one version of an icon. I'm pretty sure as soon as like Fernando Torres goes in SBCs, that's the only version of Fernando Torres you're going to be able to get from those SBCs. So for all those wanting a Prime or a Moments Torres, we can't really see that coming from SBCs. But I do kind of hope that they kind of leave us with the Prime versions of like Vieira and Hullet and R9 and Eusebio and stuff like that, because that's kind of like our main gripe back in FIFA 19. If you guys know FIFA 19, they dropped the Primes versions and not the Moments versions. Now, last year, if you look back to last year, I think we all would have loved a Prime Hullet SBC. So obviously it's a bit unfortunate the way it went, but hopefully we can at least get a Prime version, and that'd be nice. But I can obviously understand with the fact that they're like 15 million coins, it's kind of hard to price point it. But I don't know, I think the icon SBCs in general should just be kind of like discounted regardless, because you are putting through a lot of fodder and you're kind of putting your coins into an untradeable card. So that's kind of my personal opinion. But I don't know, EA's kind of really missed the mark most years with icon SBCs and icons in general, so we'll have to see how it unfolds this time. But I think there is a big need for a step up and some decent icons soon, because I think a lot of people are kind of holding on to now like a whole bunch of untradeable icons, and they're kind of like, yo, we need to put something through this. So maybe we'll see it for Team of the Year, who knows. But yeah, it's just going to be something that we're going to have to kind of look and watch. Now, right here, boys, we are coming into our final game of this Weekend League. We are 24-4, so if we get the dub here, we will secure ourselves a cheeky little 25. Not too bad, considering that we've changed up our centre-back partnership, and I think Rio was really important on my defense. And I gotta say, for our 4 losses, you guys would have seen a couple of them. Honestly, a lot of them were my fault. I just wasn't switched on. I wasn't playing the best. It's not like we played all too hard opponents. But for me personally, I just wasn't playing to the level that I know I can. And that's kind of the main disappointing thing, is that I know this probably could have been an Elite 1 weekend, I just wasn't switched on. And you guys will see that we actually finish off on 25-4, so one less win, maybe the first win of the Weekend League. If we didn't choke that first game and we were actually switched on from the start, we could have had an Elite 1 finish. And it's just kind of sometimes how it is. You need to be completely switched on for the majority of Weekend League games if you want to finish in the high tiers. So that's just the way it is. But there we go, boys, a 5-3 win in the final game. And you guys can see from the stats, we probably deserve it. And that is also So the 25 wins, which means we get 100,000 coins, 3 red player picks, 100k pack, and then of course the foot champs points as well. Now, also on top of that, throughout this entire weekend, I'm just going to show you guys some of the SBCs that we did. You guys know that we're trying to do as many SBCs as possible and as many packs as possible for Team of the Year. So all of these ones, I've been opening up cards like those Prime Electrum ones. But for example, for this New Year's challenge, if you go and have a look at the actual rewards for it, there's a rare Electrum pack. So we'll save the rare Electrum pack. But anything less than 25,000 coins, we've kind of been opening because my club is getting very bare at this point, boys. I barely have any gold cards. Now, also on top of that, right here, we've been doing some of the objectives, and from a 75 plus player pack, I don't know how this happened, but we somehow managed to pack ourselves a Sergio Busquets. And you guys might have seen that I had to load back into FIFA. It's because I've been having to open all these packs on the web app. But an 87 rated Busquets, that's going to be very useful. You guys will actually see that we'll use that a bit later on. And for an SBC, that's absolutely good fodder. And I gotta say right now, boys, fodder is so high on the market. So we're kind of desperate in need of Team of the Year just to kind of bring it all back down, give some supply to the fodder cards. And I needed to supply my club. My club is absolutely just gone. I'm really, like, I'm getting to the point where I'm struggling to do marquee matchups. That's where it's, like, at that sort of point. But, hey, look, hopefully the whole grind pays off. We've got a lot of packs saved up now. And, look, if we get one Team of the Year by the end of it, I'll be absolutely ecstatic. But it really just comes down to whether or not we're able to do that. Now, right here as well, boys, we are also completing the Icon Swap tokens. You guys have been seeing that from squad battles. And I made sure to get myself Elite 1 in squad battles for this previous week. And that means we get 2 rare mega packs as well as also 30,000 coins. Gonna be absolutely beautiful. I've always said that I think Elite 1 squad battles is so worth it. It's genuinely better than, I believe, a Div 1 rank 2 or rank 3, one of the two, because you actually get tradable rewards and you also get coins. So that's kind of like my personal opinion. It is a bit of a grind. I know for some people it can be tedious, but if you're doing icon swaps at the same time, you might as well play in a bit of a higher difficulty and just guarantee yourself those extra rewards and extra packs. So that's kind of what we've been doing. Now, also on top of that, I did Mateus Cunha. He was a really tedious objective to do, by the way, because they had a play 10 game requirement, or like score in 10 games with a Bundesliga player. And yeah, the majority of peeps would just kind of like score 1 goal with the Bundesliga card and then just drop the controller. So just was a really, really, really longed out objective. But that being said, you guys will see some gameplay with him now. I think there's only going to be about 3 or 4 goals. He's actually really good. This is in the One Nation, I believe, objective for obviously icon stuff. We're using the Brazilian team you guys have just seen. And I really, really rated him on the ball. He felt a bit clunkier, but for a Brazilian attacker with a Hunter Kemp style, he was fast, he was rapid, he had a great shot on him. I really, really, really rated him. And yeah, I think it's a good card. I think I don't know how long it's out for when this video goes live, but I think when it comes to objectives, if you guys are someone who like to grind out objectives and stuff like that, I think this is actually a really, really worthwhile card, because if you look at like everything it kind of offers, you've got Brazilian, you've got the Bundesliga, and then you've got a good, decent card. So I think that's something that he really, really does offer. And if you need a Bundesliga, for me, Bundesliga attackers, I really don't have too many. And then also on top of that, with 1 upgrade, he goes through 86. So you never know. I think he's been playing pretty well. I think the team hasn't been playing pretty well. But I think he's had a couple of informs, or at least an inform. So hopefully he can do a bit better later on, and that'll be pretty good, and we'll have an 86 rated Cunha in the club. Now, you guys will be seeing there as well, I've been doing a Don't Submit squad. You guys will see it once again after we claim this final Icon Swaps token for right now. And the only one we have left at this point is the Weekend League ones. So I was on 17 out of 18 wins. I didn't want to play the last game, so you guys will see that a bit later. But we have 9 out of our 10 tokens required. I've done all the squad battles. I've done all the online ones. I just need to finish one more game in Weekend League, and we'll have all 10 tokens. But you guys will see right here, I have a Don't Submit squad. And the reason for that is whenever you go and maybe you're doing bronze pack method, or you're upgrading your things through the bronzes to the silvers, you don't want to put those sort of cards in, because those tokens you can't get back, and they're very, very useful. So having a Don't Submit squad just makes them as like one little final checks, just to make sure that you're not putting those cards in. But also is a good way to see how many tokens you've got as well. So that's kind of what I've been doing. Now also on top of that, I think this one was like a must do in my opinion. We did the right back Kleiber card. Now with the links that he offers to Gravenberch, to Robben, to all those sort of stuff. I know the only weakness on the card pretty much is just 2-star weak foot, and then also on top of that, they drew as well, so he's going up to an 86. Yeah, he's a great looking card, and for 70,000 coins, I kind of had to do it. I did it with the stuff in our club. I think we put through a Ziyech, which isn't quite a lot, and then we've also got a Busquets in there as well. So a bit of a few expensive cards here and there, but yeah, that's the way it is. Now, you guys have seen also Div 1 Rank 1 Rivals Rewards. You claimed that, and then I actually forgot to record me opening the Elite 2 rewards. These were the reds that we got. We got Sushek, Santa Maria, and also me. But when I was recording it, I was doing like, you guys know on our Thursday streams, we normally like to do share plays. I completely forgot to press the record button for us actually opening up our rewards. Luckily, we didn't get Ronaldo because my reaction to that would have just been lost. But that being said, like realistically, you guys know how it is. Like it's like Elite 2. Oh, look, here's a disappointing first red pick. Oh, look, here's a disappointing second red pick. Oh, look, here's a disappointing red third pick. There's not really too much to see for that, so you guys really didn't miss out on all too much, but hey, look, I don't know, I just completely forgot to record that. I'll try not to do that in the future. But sometimes it does happen, you know, it does happen, and that's the way it is. But anyway, boys, right here, you guys will see we've sold on a few things. We sold on our informs that we've had saved up in the club. They were going up to 17 and 18k because of that 84 rated plus player pick. And yeah, we're actually up to like 4 million coins now. So I think for Team of the Year, we're going to be seeing around 4.2, 4.3 with a whole bunch of Team of the Week packs, with a whole bunch of saved packs. I think we're up to almost about 4 to 5 million coins with the save pack so far. So we're doing really well. And who knows? I don't know what our club's going to look like after Team of the Year, but we're looking really good going into Team of the Year. And that's kind of the way it is. Now, one final game for you guys right now. We're playing our first game of the Weekend League. Of the new week, so this was just the weekend past gone, and the reason why I'm showing this is because this is the final icon token that we need in our club, and yeah, Herving Lozano, the boy Cantona, the boy Neymar, the boy Ronaldo combining combining really nicely, and we get quite a few goals. We actually end up winning this game, I believe 9-2. And I think I stopped showing you the goals after 6, and then I think after the 9th goal, he kind of just put the controller down. So, yeah, we absolutely dominated this game, and it feels good. It feels good. The team's playing really well. I like it a lot, and I think as long as we can get rid of Chiellini, maybe bring in an icon, and then also bring in like maybe a Team of the Year midfielder, I think our team's going to be looking insane. But it just really comes down to who gets nominated, and then also how it works with the chemistry. We'll have to look at that when that time comes around, and who knows, maybe we'll even pack one that we can use in our team. But anyway, here's the final goal that you guys will see. That makes it 6-2, and then after the 9th goal, he kind of just put the controller down. We kind of just sealed out the game. He actually didn't quit, but then because of inactivity, it DC'd him from the match. So kind of a lot of time wasted in this one, but hey, at least we got the win. I'm not too fussed. But yeah, it kind of just took us up to the 86th minute, and that's the way it is. But we get our final Icon Swaps token, and there we go, boys. We're 1-0, of course, in this Weekend League, and that is going to allow us to complete all of the gold packs. We're going to take the 83 plus 25 pack, we're going to take the 85 plus 5 pack, and then also the 2 ultimates, all saved up for Team of the Year. And fingers crossed, you never know. I think that the 83-25 is genuinely the best option for you if you're going for a Team of the Year. Because if you think about it, from an ultimate pack, you maybe get 3 to 4 boards. This is a pack full of boards, 25 boards. So I'm going to try and save it up, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we're able to get one. But hey, you never know. The thing is with Team of the Years is they're so hard to pack, and I've got a lot of packs saved up. But I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we don't pack one. Last year for me, we didn't get one at all. So I'm trying my best to try and get one. And if we got an untradeable one, that'd be absolutely beautiful. But that being said, it's going to be pretty hard to do so. But there we go, boys. All of the Icon Swaps tokens is sent through. And if you guys are wondering what happened to our final 8, the first 8 that we did the base icon, and we got Cantona from it. So if you haven't checked out that video, do check that out. But you can see it from there. That's all of our tokens done. All 18 of them. Icon Swaps 1 completed on our account. And we've got some packs for Team of the Year now, which will be absolutely beautiful. So I'm keen for Team of the Year. It's coming around soon. And yeah, the delay's kind of been killing me because I've been like, I need to open these packs. Come on, Team of the Year, please. But It just hasn't been coming. But anyway, boys, this is how the team sets out. Of course, it's the same team as before. Later in the next episode, we're going to be doing the Robin SBC, and we'll try him out for a bit as well. And hopefully we can finish strong. We've obviously started the weekend off strong with a 9-2 win, but hopefully we're able to do that. But thank you guys so much for watching the video today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. A bit of a post-com heavy episode, I do realize that. But there was just a lot of content to go through. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the discussion as well. And yeah, if you did enjoy it, make sure to drop a big old thumbs up, hit the subscribe, click the notification bell to get notified when we go live with a new video. And then also on top of that, if you haven't checked out the stream and you do want to keep up to date with the Road to Glory live, our link to our Twitch is down in the description down below. We usually stream most of our weekly games, as well as also some objectives and some pack openings. So that's the way it will be. And also on top of it, for Team of the Year, we're going to do a massive stream for when Team of the Year, when all the cards drop out. So keep an eye out for that. But thank you guys so much for watching today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Much love. Take care, have a good one, and peace.
Whenever your heart is broken.